I went into Express Men. Y'all familiar with that store, Express Men? That store is so expensive. So I went in there and I love socks. So I went to Express Men to buy some socks. They usually have a deal, 5 socks for $25. Like, I love socks, like, all day. That's my thing. You love socks too? There we go. But that was the first of a snowball for me. So I go there, and I was very good with my money, but not my loan money. My regular money I was working for, I was good with. So I saved up my $25, got the little coupon, go in there to buy some socks. The guy said, do you want a tie? I'm like, maybe. He's like, they can match your socks. I'm like, cool. So I walk over to the shelf. I look at the tie. Guess how much the tie was? $69.95, I'll tell you. $69.95. Yeah. Everything in the store is $69.95. Y'all think I'm playing? So this is what I told the guy. I said, I'm sorry, I don't have money for that. Guess what he said? We not only just a credit card, we have student credit cards. I said, this is dope. Student credit cards? This is great. Because I was told, exactly. You'll say 25% email, but I'm signing up so quick. But what they told me was you can start to build your credit that way. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. Boom, I do that. Then the next thing that happened was my laptop had broke. So I went to Best Buy. Going to Best Buy, excuse me, sir, I need a laptop. I don't care, this is my budget, and I'm trying to spend cash for it. Not credit, cash. Get a laptop for about $500. The guy's like, do you want to upgrade it? I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, you know, in a couple years, you'll probably have to upgrade this. Started speaking this language. I'm like, oh, okay, but I can't afford that. Guess what he said? Not only credit cards, student credit cards. I'm like, this world is made for me. The first year, you don't have to pay this, but I'm telling myself, I'm going to be a lawyer one day. I'll pay all this back, right? So then I do that. So now I have 2 credit cards. Then the next credit card I got, my car. We talk about emergency funds, right? A lot of us financially are one emergency away from being homeless. One emergency away from being bankrupt. So when we talk about emergencies and building emergency funds, that is beyond important. I had my car. It was called the Green Bean. We used to travel all the time with it, right? And then the engine blew. It's like, I know. I was like, no. It blew around tax time. So I was really struggling. And we're sitting on tax time today. So it's good that y'all having this conference before some of y'all getting y'all's tax money back. Because it gets real when y'all get that tax money back. Don't do what I did 5 years ago and lie to your money. Right? Position yourself to do what's necessary with your money now. So, car. I go into Firestone. And I tell the guy that I need basically a new engine. You know when you take cars in, you need everything else too. So the guy's like, we can do all these things for him. Like, I can't afford it. Guess what they said? Student credit card. Student credit card. So as a student, I was very intelligent with content in my discipline. I was a political science major, earned my master's in education, worked on my PhD in cultural foundations. That was easy for me. Money was not. So I'm like, this world is really made for students. Seriously. So now I have 3 credit cards. Your phone dropped. I went from, everyone's looking like it's an iPhone. Uh-oh. I went from no credit cards to student loan debt, and credit cards, right? So being good with my money, I started to trip up a little bit on my payments because it's just a lot to try to keep in my brain. I used to budget from the brain. How many people budget up here? Right? Let's be honest. Like, again, this is a very safe space. Let's be honest. How many people put their budget in here? Right? So while you're putting your budget up here, think about how much stuff goes up there, right? In a day. We make over 32,000 decisions a day. And now we're putting our budget up here. But how do we spend? We spend from here. We usually spend based on how we feel. So we're budgeting up here and we spend in here. See that disconnect? It's like, how do we connect that, right? And again, in my workshops, I'll talk about how you connect it. Because it always makes sense up here. We can rationalize anything. We can be like, look, this is my budget. This is what I'm going to do. And then as soon as you feel a certain way, it's like, look, I don't care what went on up here. I need that car because that color, that's my color. I need those shoes because that's my brand, right? So again, we're really trying to make those connections. So long story short, I had over $40,000 in credit card debt because I started this cycle. Y'all know the robbing Peters to pay Pauls. I was robbing banks to pay other banks, robbing credit card companies to pay other credit card companies. And then I had to sit and really think about what is going on in my life. I'll be honest, I was depressed because I had kids. I was still in school and I felt the weight of the world for me to do great, right? For me to do well. And I'm like, I can't even focus on doing well because now I'm struggling. But more importantly, I'm struggling in silence. I'm not reaching out to anyone saying like financially, I can't do this, right? I'm like, I'll figure it out. I'll just go get another credit card, right? So what happened was, I had a wonderful basketball team of kids, right? And I had to I know, right? These are all it's my tree of life. But one of the things I had to think about was my why, right? So not only was I struggling financially, I had kids, right, that could start to absorb my emotions, right? Some of the things that I wasn't doing with my money, they can inherit those things. So I had to think differently. So I decided that I was going to be the last generation to start from scratch. I made that promise to myself 5 years ago that is the end of me doing crazy things with my money. I am going to figure this out. No excuses, no barriers, nothing is going to stop me from taking control of my finances. Other people's finances, different story. But mine, there are things that I can do. That's why I wear this shirt, right? I wear this shirt that says, nope, I'm not buying that. I'm focused on my finances. Because the world puts out marketing to get you to buy stuff. And this is my way of putting it right back. So if I go into Panera and I don't want that coffee, I'm going to tell them, nope. Actually went into Panera one day and the lady was like, are you buying something? I'm like, this shirt isn't for you. But again, you have to, you have to be able to wear these things and be proud, right? So as we wear and have these commitments to other people's brands, what is your financial brand, right? Is it going to be, yes, I buy everything, right? Is it going to be, I'm going to focus more on my finances? Think about some of those things you want to do with your money. So today our goal is for you to start to make sense of these things. We are going to help you make sense of these things so that you can make sense, which means you'll be making money. How many people want to make money? How many people want to manage money? Okay.
Want to or need to?
That's a good one. How many people need to manage their money? Okay. How many people, if they won the lottery today, they would do exactly what they need to do with their money? So I didn't define what exactly need to do looks like, but think about those things, right? How many people, if I just drop money right here on the table, would grab it? Raise your hand high. Whoa, okay. Everybody engaged. Okay. So if I just drop some money right here, y'all would just go get it.
Gave it to us. If you say it's for us. If you say it's for us. Pay some bills.
Okay. The reason why I say that is because the money is always in front of us. And we run to it. But we never run to it with a plan. Right? The money is always there. Typically you work to go get money. You know that you're going to get it. But your plan to it isn't always defined and clear enough to where you can do something or hold yourself accountable to do something. So the money is always going to be on the table. Remember that, okay? No matter what you do, it's always going to be here and you can grab it right now. So I just dropped money on this table to see who wants it, and nobody's coming to get it. Right? You can literally grab that money if you want it. It's for you to get the money. No, put that back. Put it back.